In this blind challenge video, CE Pro asked EH Media staff members Adam Forziati, web editor for Commercial Integrator, Andrew Nichols, web editor for CE Pro, and Jesse Steinberg, marketing manager for RoboBusiness, Robotics Business Review, and Robotics and AI Summit, if they could tell the difference between CDs and vinyl, and if it's worth integrators' time and effort to combine these formats with today's formats within their installations. Using a system that was representative of any system a professional integrator may offer their clients other than the turntable, we assembled a system that included a receiver, loudspeakers, disc player, and a vintage Thorens TD160 that has been restored by Vinyl Nirvana. Before the comparisons, we asked our Millennial staff members what they were expecting going into these comparisons, and all three were expecting to hear some differences between the formats. The two pieces of music chosen were Rush, Moving Pictures, and Fleet Foxes, Helplessness Blues. What do you think the first song was? All right. First song, what was it? Okay, we got 2 compact discs and 1 vinyl record. What was the second song?
So I think it really depends on when the music was made, but most of the time I was wrong, so it's kind of hard to say. But what I liked about the CD is that it sounded surprisingly well-rounded, you know, in terms of like the sort of stereotype that vinyl is supposed to be a richer sound. And I did enjoy the vinyl for sure, but I also grew up with CDs, so I'm not sure whether or not my appreciation of the CD sound, which I mistook as vinyl, was because I grew up with it and therefore more familiar with it. I can't really tell what might have contributed to that, but I definitely enjoyed the surprisingly well-rounded sound of the CD.
So, I mean, I could definitely give the recommendation for both vinyl and CDs in a household. I think it's a lot. It's still pretty practical to be able to just put it. It's almost sort of a romantic feel of being able to put on a vinyl record and listen to the way that it sounds naturally while you're at home or in your room or something like that. But I think that streaming audio still has its place. Like when I'm at work here, I'm not going to bring in a CD Walkman, and I'm certainly not going to have a turntable on my desk. So things like that, I mean, that's where the convenience of the modern era starts to be. So I would still recommend older formats for personal use at home and things like that. I would still largely use streaming when I'm outside of my own house.
Okay, so actually the setup I have at home I think is perfect for the millennial consumer because I have the CD player, I have my stereo, I have my record player, but then I also have a Bluetooth connection so that I can hook up my streaming music as well. So let's say I don't have the record or the CD, but I want to play something, anything, I can stream it from Spotify or iTunes or Amazon and be able to use that from my iPad, my computer, my phone. And I think that's the way to kind of touch base with millennials is we want everything, so offer us everything, and I think that flexibility is something we really appreciate.